Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, April 19th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple clarifications. Number one, the price you see over here will be changing, and the candlestick you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, ticker symbol GMDA. Very nice pattern here that's formed. And as I draw this pattern, please realize that I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that this is some great discovery on my part or some great talent. A lot of people have noticed this pattern, and I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same pattern and wondering the same things, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So let me change this to green actually to represent more so the bullish part of the pattern, and then maybe make it easier to see. Let's keep it all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big explosion right there. A few golfers out there, let me put the golf hole down there to make it more visual. And this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So while nothing is guaranteed, is it plausible? Is it valid to think that if the price comes up here and breaks up through the top part of that pattern, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible outcome. Again, not guaranteed, but more than possible. So if you like to play bull pennant patterns, you like this price range, keep an eye on it. Next one here, BBBY, and very nice mover. Did this one yesterday, and this is exactly why I like to do these when the market's still open, because check this out. Last portion of the day, volume pouring in. Last 30 minutes, this candle is getting bigger and bigger as I speak. So yes, in other words, a very, very strong final 30 minutes of the day here, which now makes these next couple levels very relevant in terms of potential areas of resistance where this thing could now be headed on this current breakout. So next overarching area of resistance is coming from up here at 37 cents. So let me get that drawn into play. Bring it down here a little bit. And where is this coming from? Well, if you look back here, you can see, broadly speaking, that whenever the price has gotten up around that 37-cent mark, problems have occurred. Does that mean for sure guaranteed another problem will occur? Of course not. But my point here is it possible, is it plausible to think that that level could present some problems? Absolutely. But with that being said, if the price breaks above there and closes above it, then there's just that much more credibility that this breakout right now has gained that much more momentum. So yeah, wow, just as I talk, look at that volume pouring in here. So that'll be the next key battleground in terms of levels of support. Newest level to watch now. What I'm curious about is this trend line right here to get put into play there. Very, nice breakout here actually occurred. So before this last 30 minutes, had a nice little bull pennant in and of itself. But yes, the price is now broken out of the bull pennant right there. But regardless, that's going to be now a near-term level of support. If that level doesn't quite hold up, I would not say it's the end of the world, because from more of an overarching standpoint, you have that purple line down there, the 50 paired moving average, that will move and get more and more relevant as time goes by. But yeah, no doubt about it. Very, very powerful final 30 minutes. Next one here, AGFY, very volatile day. But with all things considered, a pretty well-defined range has now formed. Top of this range up here at 41 cents. Bottom of the range down here around the 26-cent mark. So it's pretty much just a question of, who's going to win out? Are the bulls going to win out by pushing to the upside, or are the bears going to win by pushing to the downside? But nonetheless, anyway, and I suppose, and I don't know, maybe I'm trying to fit a square peg through a round hole. I mean, I suppose this is in some form some kind of bull flag pattern, but I 100% understand if you're like, no, Clay, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I completely can see where you're coming from in that regard. But the one level that hopefully we can all agree on is yes. Any way you want to look at it, this 41-cent mark, pretty an important level from a resistance standpoint. And then down here at 26 cents, a pretty important level. So keep an eye on these couple dynamics here moving forward. But all in all, if you like penny stocks and you like high volume, certainly keep an eye on it along with that BBBY. Next one, DRMA. And I like this one just because there's a pretty methodical pullback. In fact, the best way I think to just visualize a pullback is putting that trend line into play right there. And you can see just slowly bled and bled. After what? After a very big upwards move, which makes this a little interesting, because if you were to isolate the chart and then just look at that right there, you would be completely right to say, well, yeah, I mean, this thing was just a downwards channel all day long. But by keeping a view of the bigger picture, you'd ask, well, what was going on before this downwards channel? And you'd say, well, there's this big explosion up right here, which has now allowed me to draw a bull flag pattern. So while bull flags guarantee nothing, is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price can finally break up through that top part of the downward channel, that break could create another surge of buying pressure? Not guaranteed, but a plausible outcome. So if you like bull flag patterns, then definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, AMC, and as of now, not the greatest day at all, especially that opening 30 minutes. They're pretty rough on the day, but at least that essentially stopped. There wasn't any continued bleeding, but it all goes back to, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but it goes back to that pink line right there. All about that 200 period moving average, which as of now, it's doing a good job of hanging in there. I guess the price got somewhat close to it, not nearly as close as right there back on Monday. But point here being that moving forward, this level that I talked about in the past remains a very, very important level. Current value of that 200 period moving average, again, the pink line right there at $4.98. In terms of levels of resistance, yes, these levels, do pertain, but the most relevant one is going to be all about that purple line now, which is crossed down below. And as I've mentioned in past charts, it's a moving average. So it's going to continue to move down and get more and more relevant. But before you start focusing on either of these levels of resistance, definitely keep an eye on that purple line there, as that'll be the top priority in terms of if there's going to be any sort of attempted reversal and turnaround. And then again, in terms of the near term, all about that 200 period moving average. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering here very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency, to manage risk, then certainly get signed up for the free class. Like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, then down in the description box, there's a link to sign up. Or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage you can click to get signed up. But like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one, BOIL, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that watched the video from Monday, but talked about this pattern right here, and you can see just a classic example of the pattern getting the breakout here and then just getting continuation. So overall, very, very nice bull pennant breakout. Going to go ahead and get rid of those lines as they serve their purpose for now. And we're going to have to squeeze things down a bit to figure out where these next potential areas of resistance are at, because, yeah, it's been a while since the price has been up this high, so always a good problem to have. But the next key area of resistance in my mind, going to be right up there at $3.82. If you go back here through the history, you can see rejected the price, and then wouldn't you know it, right here the price is, finding some resistance at that area. So that doesn't mean that this level can't be broken. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price is struggling at this area. If the price does push up through there, then the next key level to watch after that would be up there at that area, which sits at $3.91. So right here, 382 and then 391, next key battlegrounds as far as resistance are concerned in terms of levels of support. Main dynamic now is going to be this former breakout point, which sits right down here at $3.60. But all in all, very, very nice second day of the week. Next one, ALLR, very basic premise here, and it's all about if you like to play bounces and try to catch kind of some bottom type fishing moves. But right here at the $1.05 mark. Last time the price was down around $1.05, it held nicely, got a nice move, came back down here again, got a nice move. I wish I could say trading was this easy, that because it's down here again, it'll for sure guaranteed get another nice move. But my point here is at least plausible. Is it a valid question to be asking? Well, absolutely, considering it's happened 2 times before. So again, does not mean that it'll happen again. That's why risk management and discipline matters. But if you do get some sort of repeat of history, then yeah, you could be looking at a nice little risk-reward scenario. Next one, NKLA, very nice little pattern here. So it's come off the bottom quite nicely and has continued to make a move back in the upwards direction. So let's just get this mapped out here. Again, I'm not trying to impress anybody. Got to think that a lot of people have noticed the dollar mark. It's just that big old round number. And then from the technical point of view, you can see the price is rejected off it 4 times. And then if we put the next part of the pattern in there too, like that. So again, let me change that to green to represent the area of support. And then just to keep it one color, so resistance, support, nice upwards move there, golf hole down here. Have yourselves another bull pennant pattern. Difference here being this is down here on a penny stock, so if you like to play this price range more so and you like bull pennants, then definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, TSLA Tesla. And what I'm very curious about this one is all about, and this will mean more to those who have watched past videos, but if you have, then hopefully you remember me talking about that support trend line right there. And you can see right now the price has essentially closed slightly down below it. So my big question, you got to think a lot of other people's question is, okay, is this the start of a bigger move back to the downside? No, very well may not be. This could just be a faulty breakout and this thing's getting ready to snap back around. I mean, it is Tesla, you never know. But my point here is that you got to think a lot of technical traders out there are now kind of going, is this the start of a bigger move to the downside? Now, if it's not, this thing starts to recover back upwards, then that's when all eyes will immediately shift back to that pink line there, 200 period moving average, which has rejected the price now beautifully twice in a row. So if the price does head back up there, then no guarantees, but it's certainly plausible that that area could once again present a problem from a resistance side of things. But that's kind of far off right now. Definitely the most interesting dynamic, all about that trend line right there and whether or not the price is going to maintain it, or if this is kind of the leading indicator of a bigger move down to potentially that 180 area. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ. So if you believe that the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to rise, this one will also rise. Big difference here, just gives you access at a much lower price point. And overall, it started off very, very nicely on the day. Had the gap up, but this is what we would call a gap and trap because it opened up right there, went up a little bit, and then all the way back down it went. Now, it wasn't a complete disaster where it kept falling or anything like that. It started to chop back down here but overall, nothing really changed compared to yesterday, because yesterday it was, in this broad range right here, and right now it's still in this broad range. Now, yes, I realize if you were somebody that bought up there, then it feels like a whole lot of things happened today and a whole lot of bad things, but I'm just making that comment based off of more so the bigger picture point of view. So you still have this level right here, 27.75 as that area of resistance. You still have the key level of support down there, that pink line, 200 period moving average as the key level of support. So yes, like I said, depending on your strategy, it may feel like a very dramatic day, but all things considered, like I said, when you look back at the past few days, you can see that the price is just still sitting here in this kind of choppy range right now. So it's still just a question of, who's ultimately going to win out. Are the bulls going to win out to the upside, or the bear is going to win out to the downside? Let's see how things continue to play out. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the free live online class. It'll be very soon, Thursday, April 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, then please do a couple things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment. Tell me what you traded today. Did you make money? Did you lose money? Tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But hitting the like button, leaving a comment, communicate to me that you enjoy. And as long as I know that people are enjoying as viewers, then I will continue to put in the required time and effort to get this content out to you. So thank you for watching. And again, like I said, hit that like button, leave a comment, and get signed up for the free class.